Hey, what's up, guys? It's been quite a while. As you can see, we're hanging out in my beloved downtown. We're at the waterfront right now. Uh, I'm gonna try to be a little more active on this channel. I know it's been a while, like I said. Uh, we'll do like weekly recaps or something. Life through the trenches. It's been pretty hard lately. And my higher power willing, I'll make it another 2 months to 2 years clean and sober. Uh, I'm proud of that. But life is hard. Things get hard. Everyday situations come up. I've been through the trenches. I put myself through the trenches, and I still have very much trench mentality. And this is what I kind of want to derive this channel around: is life through the trenches, before and after. This channel is kind of built around sobriety and recovery, just like my gaming channel is kind of focused on that too. Um, we all have our views and insights on things, and that's okay. My way doesn't work for you, and your way probably won't work for me. That's okay. But weekly recap, everything's been good. I was in an 11-month relationship. We're not gonna really go too in depth with that, but it got to a point where it was pretty straining on my mental sanity, and we would walk a fine line. And I got myself out of that situation quite recently, and come to find out, they're not making the greatest of choices, and I've been rejecting these calls. I just realized where they were yesterday. I mean, I haven't gotten any calls today, but and that's where I feel like I come in as a good person. I know I'm a good person, but it's like we as addicts, and I identify myself as an addict and an alcoholic. It's okay to care, but we have to draw that line where it's like, okay, I do care, but I don't have to do anything for this person, because if I do something, I could put my own, sobriety or my own mental health in jeopardy here, but by trying to be the good person. And I struggle with that very much. Like I just said, I got out of this relationship after being in a prior toxic relationship, and I don't know how to cope or to handle where that line is, like what's acceptable behavior on my part, because this is the first time where I'm the sober one, and I'm having to deal with somebody that's almost kind of like me. And that's okay. I love the girl to death, but some things aren't meant to be. If our paths cross again in the future, I would be all for it on different playing fields. But I've had a lot going on. You talk about finances and why things work like this, and jobs, and everything can be stressful. So like I said, I want to do weekly recaps. Maybe I'll get some of my Discord friends in here, some of my gaming friends in here. um One of the things that I've known that that's been hard, mentally, going through life in a new standpoint. It's already challenging enough, but for me, I find it one of the most difficult things to deal with my own personal issues is to deal with life sober. Like, it's pretty it sucks sometimes. I'm sorry, for the people that can drink one or two successful beers, or eat a Xanax. I like Xanax, whatever. For those that can have a couple beers and be okay, I applaud you. Because I still have those days where I go to work and I'm like, fuck, a beer sounds good. A glass of bourbon sounds good. But next thing, I'm one of those ones it ain't a beer. It's like a 30 case of beer. We don't really need to put everything out there. We could have some of those talks on behind closed doors. Disco. Not everything has to be aired out, and that's another thing that I have to learn too. Um, what is acceptable to say, when to say it, where to say it, how to say it. Um, Context is a big thing that I really struggle with. Because you put yourself out here, you're vulnerable. Not a lot of people like to be vulnerable these days. Everybody's got to be a hard ass. Like, nobody really has a lot of compassion or sympathy, empathy. And if you do, you don't really want to be caught showing it to people, because let's be honest, nobody wants to be looked at as that guy anymore, which kind of sucks. Love is definitely underrated these days. We've lost a lot of great people because they were afraid to whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling. I haven't done this in a while. Um, I hope everybody's been good. My weekly recap is I guess I'll give you that. Um, Dealing with the ex-girlfriend is kind of crazy. Um, I haven't answered any calls. I haven't gotten anything today. I don't know what's going on. I got all my stuff. I bought a new tent because I think I'm gonna go camping next week. I like camping. I haven't been out in the woods in a while. Well, I have been out in the woods. I haven't gone overnight, which I really think I need. Open air, open sky, hear the water of the gorge. Open stars and fire. Something like that. I don't, put my wiener in the flame. Whatever, something. I'm an introvert. I, I like to be alone. Sometimes I don't. But weekly recap has been good. We're working a new job, doing great, staying sober. Um, that's the main thing for me is 100% staying sober is the main thing, and I hope you guys stay sober too. As you can see over this way, I'm gonna adopt this FST family stays true because out of everything I've been through, you will see me look over this way a lot just because yeah, it's my other monitor. Family stays true because after everything that I've gone through, my own trench battles, being in my early 20s, being married and divorced and losing my very first house, all in my early 20s. By the time I was 23, I had a kid, owned a home, went to jail for an extended period of time, got divorced, lost everything. Pretty much what I left that divorce with was what you would see me now. To being in toxic relationships and where we are now. I don't even know what the hell the topic is. Whatever. I have ADHD, or maybe you guys do too. Maybe it was all the drugs and whatever. Rehab, I've been doing good. Life is good. We need to pick more people up. I want to do this more. I hope people see this. No matter what you're going through in life, it gets better. I promise you. Everything is temporary. Whether something is really great right now or really shitty, I promise you it's temporary. Tomorrow, if you're going through something shitty, something either better is going to happen tomorrow, something even worse is going to happen tomorrow. I mean, it's all perspective, context. It's how you want to look at things, and people get stuck in these ruts, and I'm very guilty of it too. I get closed deck so much, and you can ask my Discord; they would know all about it. You know, I'm here. We need to start like helping more people, give more hugs, smile at somebody, quit being a dick. Like fuck, like part of my language. I don't really want to try to cuss as much on this channel. You know, we all fight our battles. We all fight our battles, and you never know. Like this is an age-old saying. Like you never know what somebody's going through that day. Like try to be, even if you smile at them and they give you a smirk, man, you did your part. You played your part. God, just worry about your side of the street. Like I'll talk about rehab a lot, because I have so much mixed emotions about the rehab I went to. You know, you play your part. There's two parts to every story. As long as you worry about keeping your side and doing your part in society and being a good person, man, who cares? Like I know sometimes it's easier said than done because I'm guilty too. Man, we gotta unite more as a society. Too many people are fighting the same battles, losing the same battles daily, and it's just an unclosed case. It's just an unclosed conversation topic. Nobody really wants to talk about it, and it's kind of sad. Like mental awareness, depression, substance abuse, all that is very real in this country, America. And it's kind of one of those things that nobody really wants to talk about. It's shunned. It's just it's it's a hard topic. I get it. I've lived on both sides of it. But I'm alive here today, almost 2 years clean and sober. Cheery Nilla sober. I'm gonna shout that out to my good buddy at my former job, Wally World. It was pretty cool while I was there. Not really. It was horrible. That's okay. But weekly recap, everything's good. Now we were gonna go camping today. We're probably just gonna hang out with the boys. Um, my other YouTube is Fate Warner, just like Fate Warner. Kind of liked it. I don't know. I might leave the description. Anyways, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody's doing good. If anybody is struggling, man, you can reach out to me in the Discord, Instagram, anything. Like I always be here. to try to support people that help me get through there. Like I said, family stay true. I've seen a lot of people come and go in my own trench battles, and I've seen like people that I've never thought what I would consider family. I've met people that it's like our paths cross, and it's like, damn, we've been family ever since. And some of the people I've met because of where I've been, I consider more my family because I could tell, man, they've had my back. You know, you'll see real quick when shit hits the fan, or when you know who's got your back, who's got your back. I might be 5'5" and full of sass, but I'll whoop some ass. Nah, I would always be there to try to help somebody, and that might be my Achilles heel. That might be why I don't have a heel on one side. You know, it's been removed. But I'd always try my best. You know, somebody that's in the same, that's almost in the same narrative, to try to help them out. Anyways, I hope this helped today. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do this weekly, maybe hourly. Next week might not work because I'll be camping. But what I might do is I might record the video while I'm camping, and be like a campfire story. You know, just me out there. Obviously, I'll be drinking a bunch of Red Bulls and probably vaping my ass off. Um, but we have the fire and we have the sounds, and I admit I can't go live, which would be unfortunate. That would be a good live, but hopefully, you know, I'll figure something out for this channel. Hopefully we get a following or something, you know, and we could build a tight, like, knit little family. Maybe we could save some lives. You know, maybe we could save some lives. Because to me, that's ultimately the main prize. Save a life. And we could touch bases on that. Like, there's just so we'll ramble. You know, y'all. It's thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all.